Hi everyone, it's Lynn from DevineCentral. I am here with your weekly Wednesday Tarot Mailbag Reading. I have chosen a question for this week, and we're going to pull some cards on it and see exactly what Spirit has in store. Okay, let's start with the question. The question is, oh gosh, my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, and we agreed to stay living together until our lease is up. We can't afford to break our lease, and we have nowhere to go either. I'm still madly in love with him, although he did me dirty and hurt me on so many levels. Any advice on how to live with a lying, cheating asshole for the next 6 months? Folks, you can't make this stuff up. All right, let's switch cameras. I am going to be using the Tarot Light Seers deck. The Light Seers Tarot deck today. Nice, interesting little deck. We're going to look at the situation. We're going to look at the what precipitated the situation, what this person can do to help herself, to hinder herself, and what the end of the road looks like, along with bottom of the deck, a little bit of advice from Spirit going forward. Wouldn't you know, we'd start with the Hanged Man, the card of discarded dreams. You know what? I know you weren't expecting this. I know this isn't what you wanted. You were thinking about the little house, the little white house with the picket fence, and the 2.5 kids and the 1.5 pets, and happily ever after. And well, boo-hoo, it doesn't happen that way. And you're going to learn once you get past 22 years old that the reality of the situation is, it is what it is. No matter who caused it, no matter what happened, it takes two people to make a relationship. And so whatever has happened or transpired, which obviously was quite toxic, quite dramatic, it's left you hanging because you're having a really hard time accepting it. But I will be the first one to tell you that you better figure out your situation, because it is what it is, and it's not what you wanted it to be. It's not what you thought it was going to be. And so you better get used to the reality, and that's because that's the only way you're going to be able to move forward. Okay? So when circumstances are as such that you can't change them, then in order to move, you're going to have to change your attitude about it. So time to buck up, right? What can you do to help yourself? Well, we have the Knight of Cups, and it's really interesting because we can go a lot of different directions with this card, and we could take all of them maybe. Sometimes this card talks about travel, so that means we could take a vacation, we could go visit family, we could spend time with friends. Proposals and invitations, really big with this card, and so we might get some invitations from some very interesting suitors. Wouldn't it just suit him to have you end up finding the love of your life while you're still living with him? Show him up, wouldn't it? Thing or two? Oh, but more than likely, we're looking at a situation here where in order for you to move as a knight, to move forward in your cups emotions, you're going to need to get a little thicker skinned, and you're going to need to sit down and figure out how you can grow through this or past this. And if you don't want this whole situation and all this toxicity and all this problem to end up being all for nothing, then you need to grow from it. So this is a time of emotional growth for you and for thickening your skin up a little bit. Now, how are you going to hinder yourself? We have the Page of Wands. This is about you not being able to control your emotions, to control your passions, and to control your mouth. You're just going to make this situation so much worse if you cannot control yourself. And nitpicking and causing a little trouble or undermining, it's demeaning. And he's already taken away some of your self-respect. He's already taken away from you, some of your self-worth. Why give him any more? Just try to grow up, put your big girl pants on, and figure out how you're going to get through the next 6 months. Now, I'd like to suggest that with all these proposals and invitations, either the ones coming in or maybe the ones that you are sending out, You can maybe take some night classes to get away from him in the evening, or to not think about where he is in the evening. You can, again, spend time with friends, learn something new, maybe get involved in some activity. It's a night activity or something that's co-ed where you can meet other people. Just get out and get busy. Fill up that calendar. 6 months will fly faster than you know. The good news that I have for you is at the end of this, what seems like a terribly long situation, we have the Star. We have healing. And if he walked out on you now, you would just melt into a puddle on the floor of self-pity and self-loathing, and you would be so crushed and broken, and then you would get over it faster. In this situation, you got 6 months, right? But I promise you, at the end of 6 months, you're going to be healed. At the end of 6 months, you're going to be so over this guy. And it's mainly because you've been anesthetized to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like when there's been experiments, scientific experiments done on this, where, if you, when you subject someone to something that scares them or something that's painful emotionally for them, and you do it over and over and over, you just anesthetize them to to the point where they're over it, and we learn from that. So time to get a little thick-skinned, I think, because you do have healing. I think at the end of the 6 months, even though it's going to be a little longer than you want, you're going to be ready to walk. So what is the last word from Spirit here? We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, one tough bitch. I think you have it in you to stand up for yourself, to stand in your strength, stand in your power, and stand in your own self-respect, and walk softly and carry a big stick or sword, as it may be. Anyway, I wish you a lot of luck. It's not a good situation. I don't think you'll get back in the same situation again. I hope not, because that means you will not have learned and you will not have grown emotionally. That's my reading for today. So I'm glad to see you here. I hope that you come back. I'm here every Wednesday. I have some wonderful things I'm going to be bringing to this channel this year. And I'm going to start with all things tarot, and then we're going to move into Lenormand and some other things. But in the meantime, I still am doing monthly Zodiac. So please, I'd like you to like this channel and to or at least this video, and maybe subscribe for me, maybe leave some comments for me, anything in particular you'd like to see me put out here, questions if you have them, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.